Good morning. I'm going live from my car so I can put my gloves on. And I think this might be the coldest day yet. I thought yesterday was cold, but I bundled up. I'm ready today. Yesterday I came a little not ready. And I think I felt chilled to the bone all day yesterday. Oh boy, this is such a glorious. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to turn the camera around. Hopefully these gloves will work. Of course not. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, of course I can't zoom in, but there's like a whole flock of geese or duck out there, and they look like they might be frozen to the surface of the lake. But look at these colors, you guys. Wow. Oh, wow. If getting outside in the morning doesn't remind you that literally each day is a new day unto itself, we need to keep the whole in mind. But man, look around you on a daily basis. The frost and the landscape. Yeah, this doesn't do it justice. Wow. Okay, so today I'm calling, or I'm asking, or I'm encouraging you to take courage. Take courage. And specifically, like, take it. Take it. It's yours. It's yours to take. And only you can take courage for you. You can't have somebody else's courage. Like, we can encourage each other, but it's up to you to actually take it, receive it, and do something about it in and of yourself. Did we learn that from The Wizard of Oz? And so many other places. Where I was really like noodling on this for the last couple of days is in the book of Numbers. And I was kind of skimming through it, honestly, because there's a lot of like genealogy, details about law, but it really is an exciting book in and of itself. And there's a lot of adventure stories in there. But while it, this story is easy to kind of miss because it's on the sort of tail end of all the listing of the clans. And then it goes through the genealogy. But then it's got this little interesting chapter or little story called The Daughters of Zelophehad. And let me see if I can remember their names. I've been working on it because they deserve for their names to be remembered by any of us women. Okay. Migla, Milcah, Hoglah, Noah, Tirzah. 5 of them. I think I got all 5. If I didn't, I'm sorry. And they, their dad, passed away. And then there were no sons, no brothers. And when they were starting to get the actual land, promised land, and then they were dividing up lots, which is really interesting from a real estate, I'm a realtor too, from a real estate perspective, that this is where we get some of our real estate terms, was back in this part of the Bible. Lots, land divided up into lots. So they said, well, this isn't fair that we don't get land. But in that day, women were not landowners. And so they were very brave and said, well, that's not fair. We should be. It's not our fault. It's not my dad's fault. And he's not here anymore. It's This is just the way it is. There are no sons. So why should we not have an inheritance just because we're women? So they brought a petition, and then they were brought before not only Moses and Aaron and the priests and the judges, but the whole community in front of the tabernacle, and stated their case and said, hey, we deserve a lot. We deserve land. And Moses went before the Lord, and the Lord said, yeah, they do. I will grant this petition. And then from then on out, it became legal for women to be landowners. Like, we had some sisters raising up. I had like this mental picture of some, badass boss ladies in their leather trench coats, like walking up like like the modern day movies that we see. I just loved it. They had that, even if they didn't have clothes like that then, they had the attitude, because it took some chutzpah, to use a Jewish term, because they were Jews. It took some courage to do that. I'll be able to show you the actual sunrise here in a minute. Y'all, it is 8 degrees. My face is feeling it. But I'm a lot warmer than I was yesterday, oddly enough. And it was 15 degrees. So I want you to be encouraged, because what have you got to lose? I have a feeling that this is what these sisters, like before this, they did this, they were probably talking amongst themselves. If you have sisters, you know how that would go. Having a powwow, and maybe one of them's like, having to talk the others into it. Like, come on, what have we got to lose, guys? Like, let's really think about this. If we don't, what's the worst they could say? No. And then we're still where we are now. But what if they were at a point, in the landscape, even to piggyback on what we were talking about yesterday, like they saw a possibility, and now was the time to do something about it, or let it slip away, and then their chance was gone. So there was I'm gonna pause for just a second. Woohoo! There comes the sun. Da 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 da. Beatles moment, time out there, intermission. Thank you. Oh man, I'm gonna have to wrap this up so I can get some really good pictures. But man, that took, it was a combination of not just courage, but timing, knowing that like it's now or never. And who knows how long, it would have been again before another woman would have had the courage, the opportunity, the timing to change the course of history this way. And they weren't necessarily thinking about forever and everybody. Maybe they were. Maybe that's part of what gave them courage to stand up that way. We don't know the full story. We can just imagine and read between the lines, but they certainly did affect even you and I today as women. And it's a really encouraging little nugget of a story that is like right there. I think it might be kind of in the middle of Numbers. I should remember the chapter. I'm sorry, but you can look it up. The daughters of Zelophehad, and from the tribe of Manasseh, who did not have any brothers, and their father Zelophehad did not have any sons. But his name and his inheritance deserved to go to his daughters. And the daughters had enough courage. They took courage from the truth. They stood up. They stood in front of the judges and the deciders, the Lord, because they were in front of the tabernacle, and they said, hey, we want this. We deserve it. It's the right thing to do. And changed history, changed their own lives in the moment. and lives of their descendants, but also for all of us. So what could you do today if you even thought beyond yourself? And thinking beyond yourself, does that give you extra courage? And is there something happening in your life that, has been tugging at you, and if you let this opportunity slip away, that will be one of those things that years from now, or when you're on your deathbed, or when you're reflecting back going, oh, don't let it become a regret. Take courage. What's the worst that can happen? What have you got to lose? All right. I love you. That is, hopefully an inspiring message. Yeah, I've been inspired the last couple of days. And I have got to take some pictures here. Wow. 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 So I'll let you guys look at the landscape one more time. It's beautiful colors. All right. Bye. Have a great Saturday, day 22. Or whenever you're watching this. It could be a Monday, and it could be in the evening. Anyway, bye.